Hey everybody, I'm Griffin, and this is Theta, and this is a death battle! No, that's not our intro. Welcome to Stone-Faced Reactions, where we watch videos and then don't react to them whatsoever. Hey everybody, welcome back to Stone-Faced Reactions. I'm Griffin, that's Theta, and we're spinning the random wheel, and we're gonna react to something fun with superheroes in it. Or maybe a movie. Zack Snyder's Justice League versus Justice League. What's the other Justice League?
And here's the thing, Griffin. I lost last time.
So you get to choose between Justice League and Justice League.
I pick Zack Snyder's Justice League, because that is the correct answer, and I cannot understand how you would ever pick the other one. But you're being forced to pick the other one, you monster.
Yes, of course. But the question is, what's the other one being compared to here?
Justice League.
Oh, it's the Whedon cut. There we go. So that would be the shorter one. The longer version versus the shorter version.
That's what they're named after, Griff.
Well, I do have the benefit of having seen the original cut of it, at least. And I can say, well, I'm not too enthused, but I don't think I want to see another hour of it.
You wouldn't. You wouldn't see another hour of it, because the other hour would be of a different movie.
Alright, so go ahead and tell us why the Zack Snyder cut of Justice League is the best ever.
Because it fixes things that were wrong. That, like, there's color changes, right, that were made in the editing process. That is just one of the most basic things, right? Like, everything was made darker and more gritty for no reason, even though they took a jokey turn. There's also the fact that characters are edited out completely. Like, Cyborg doesn't even barely exist in Joss Whedon's cut. His father, God, what's his name? I'm going to call him Dr. Stone because I can't remember his first name. I want to call him Elias Stone, but for some reason I think that might also be Cyborg's name, so I can't recall off the top of my head. Oh, I think his actual name is Elias Stone. Elias Stone has such an amazing arc in the Zack Snyder cut, and you don't see any of it in the Joss Whedon cut. The whole Amazon fight scene with, God, what's his name? Darkseid's son that has to redeem himself. I
feel like I should know that one too, but there's Steppenwolf.
Steppenwolf is his name. The Amazon fight with Steppenwolf both makes logical sense, what they do, when they do it. It's elongated, so you get to see more of them being badasses, and their self-sacrifice for one another, giving you a clue into that sisterhood that exists, but is not even hinted at, barely, in the Joss Whedon cut. So much more is added that was missing from the Whedon cut, and the Whedon cut just doesn't make any fucking sense without it either. Whedon's cut is a joke compared to Zack Snyder's. You've got to basically, you remember, what is the Dune, the original Dune movie is like 3 hours long, right?
Right.
And you had to be like, okay, I want to fucking sit down and see this interpretation of Dune if I want to understand what Dune might be.
Traveling without moving.
I'm just saying, that's basically it. It's like sitting down and watching 3 hours of Dune because you want to see Dune, not watching an hour cut of Dune that doesn't make any sense because he cut out all the important story stuff. That is the difference between Joss Whedon's cut and Zack Snyder's cut.
Right, and I guess if I were to say anything, the critical problem of this is that it is all rushed and tries to put too much together at once. Like, that would be the agreement here. However, on one hand, I don't think that adding more time to the movie makes it less rushed. I think that just means that its scope is completely out of whack.
It's not
rushed. That is my opinion.
It's not rushed, it's the cut that was intended to be versus the cut that was made to be. Also, remember that you're defending one of these.
At least sitting down for a movie and being able to finish it is a good thing.
I don't.
Anyway, I'm gonna go watch 6 hours of Lord of the Rings. Oh, I'm sorry, 9 hours.
I don't think anybody cut your legs off. You can still do things. Also,
did they? Wait, I gotta check. No, yeah, they're still here.
We live in a world where you can pause the movie and come back to it.
No, but the only way to enjoy movies is at the movie theater for highly expensive prices with popcorn that's $20.
Forgetting that one of our GMs works at a movie theater.
They know it's true. It's not like they own it.
I do like that I've hit you with a lot of facts, and you've hit me with, I don't want to sit down for a long movie. What's your only counterpoint? This the one time that we've both seen the movie.
You've put me into a corner, is what it is. Ultimately, well, we'll just have to see how it goes. What does Adam think about these two?
You're supposed to be playing devil's advocate here, Griff. You don't even have to agree with your own argument. You just have to try and win the argument.
But that's the thing. That's untrue to myself. Can I truly live in bad faith like that? I don't think so.
Did you say bad faith?
Bad faith.
No, I know you meant to say bad faith. I'm pretty sure if we rewind, you said bath faith.
I'm sure I slur my words together.
Have you heard about this thing? We talk about in my kind. We call them funerals.
That's a Gundam Iron-Blooded Orphans reference for all of you 3 months in the future.
You have no idea how I schedule these videos.
You're right, I have no idea. I'm just taking a guess.
For all you know, this comes out the same day. It doesn't,
no.
But for all you know.
Well, before we get too deep into our own schedules, let's go ahead and see how they've extended out a rushed movie another hour. Alright. Ready when you are.
I'm not.
Okay.
Typically, what I do is I typically try and let you make the first argument so that I have time to load the video up and do all the overlay stuff. But when you call upon me to make a counterpoint to what you've already said, or you just don't say anything, it's like, okay, well, I guess I'm just going to sit on this.
I realized very quickly I didn't really have that much to say about this one. Like, I'm really struggling, like, figuring out, like, what to say in favor of this. And it's like, I'd say go see another movie.
I mean, I want to point out that I've made counter-arguments to your arguments to movies that I've never seen before. And
you're a lot better at that.
After 4 years of petitions, insider gossip, and...
Wait, it really took 4 years?
The movie that many were
told
never existed, the Snyder Cut, has in fact been released. So rip off those CGI mustaches, change your aspect ratio, and call in sick to work, because this is going to be a long one. It's the Justice League versus...
Wait, what did that runtime say?
4 hours, 2 minutes.
Rivalries.
Oh, gosh.
Was worth it.
I was joking about 3 being too long.
It's basically a completely different movie. The endings are completely different, for God's sakes.
It's 2 movies.
It's 2 different movies.
For me. Let's try the Whedon cut. Oh my god, no! Take it back! Even though these movies share all the main characters...
I just told you, even the tinting is different.
...sometimes be very different. Since Snyder's film is 2 hours longer, heroes like Flash and Cyborg get far more development. Gone is the Flash's greatest contribution to the team. Pushing a truck. Instead, we see him run so fast that he
saves the day.
The world in the process. Hey, it's not all hot dogs.
Even Superman dies, and then the Flash saves the day.
A car crash showcases not only the Flash's speed, but also his creepiness. As mentioned, Cyborg is much more fleshed out, which is ironic because of his lack of flesh.
I get the joke.
The original scenes are back, helping the audience understand why this guy just refuses to crack a smile. Bruce Wayne / Batman are treated slightly better too. Whedon almost uses him as a punchline during the course of his version, but I can't say either does the Caped Crusader justice. We often see the rest of the team go out of their way to protect Batman, which just showcases how incredibly useless he is here. People say he's just a man, but is he?
I hate Batman.
He's the world's greatest detective, not exactly the world's greatest god puncher.
Staying in the shadows and kicking plenty of ass, like he did in the BVS warehouse scene. Snyder lets Wonder Woman go all out Amazonian warrior. Straight up.
She just swiped her arm and 3 guys went flying and she didn't even connect.
She hits one guy with one arm and then swipes one guy into another guy with the other arm.
Yeah, maybe it just happens so fast it's hard for me to process.
That's the point, she's super fast.
Wonder Woman's cool.
Superman premonitions, showcasing a very grim version of the Man of Steel. Steppenwolf gets one of the biggest overhauls in 2021.
Actually, honestly, that's my take here. Wonder Woman is my favorite Superman.
For wanting the boxes other than I'm bad and want to do bad stuff. compelling.
He not only
Snyder
looks
gives him a
better,
great
see,
backstory with genuine
he has
motivation.
actual motivation.
And he is just far more intimidating due to his increased size and slick moving armor. We get a secondary villain put back, which is Darkseid. It's not a huge role, but one that was clearly planned for greater things down the road. Side characters get more.
Gotta introduce your Thanos early.
Is now British for some reason. Alfred is very particular on how tea should be made, which I respect. Aquaman's Willem Dafoe.
You gotta do the tea right.
I mean, I'm not going to say anything about Amber Heard, but I'm just not going to say anything about Amber Heard, but I mean, I think we all know where.
Manhunter, and then Terry Lennox, the actor from Man of Steel. I mean, it's a scene everybody saw coming because it was so brilliantly hinted at. Never. The last 20 or so minutes of this is just hard to describe. Deathstroke, Lex Luthor, Martian Manhunter, and even the Suicide Squad's Joker.
Oh my gosh, there's just so many things there.
I still think the Snyder Cut easily takes this round because of the solid character development to the main team. Let's break down the pros and cons of each. No movie is perfect, except maybe.
Oh, hi, Mark.
Hi.
Truly, greatest movie ever.
Was tasked to bring a 4-hour epic down
Alien
to a
stole my
manageable
husband.
theatrical release, things get messy
Love
real
it.
quick. On the other hand, since Snyder was given carte blanche to do whatever he wanted with his new cut, things get messy real quick. For starters, the 2017 film takes up my entire widescreen display instead of cropping in some bizarre 4:3 aspect ratio.
Okay, look at that tit
Snyder
difference.
lets us see the entire IMAX shot, but much of it was filmed with cropping in mind. So more empty space above heads doesn't really seem like a win here. Although we are going to get an artsy black and white version as well, so, I mean,
What?
enjoy. The Snyder Cut is beautiful on the eyes, featuring massive scale, a much cleaner color grading, and glorious slow motion. Slow motion that can sometimes get just a tad over.
Snyder really loves the slow motion.
Is flight necessary? Snyder seems to think so. Hungry? How about an in-your-face CG sesame seed? Snyder says bon appetit. That's the big problem with the 2021 movie. Snyder is his own worst enemy, constantly undercutting his own vision. Wonder Woman absolutely bodying bad guys looks fantastic, but her new Gladiator-esque theme song shocks me out of the movie at almost every turn. Why does that chanting come up so often? She'll be walking up a couple of steps and that thing will sucker punch me right in the gut. The additional anti-life equation plot felt unnecessary and like something the MCU often gets criticized for. Adding world-building plots.
It's more motivation, though. You can't say Steppenwolf's motivation is good in one thing and then it's bad in another thing.
Anti-life, along with pretty much every other plot. Instead, we have newly directed scenes that make very little sense or appear to have been created just for the memes. Awkward Superman cell phone footage. A Batman rooftop rumble. This shot. This shot. This shot.
Clarify, this is all Joss
This
Whedon
family.
shit.
And of course, this acting.
Kal-El, no!
That delivery.
Both versions. 2021 has plenty of head-scratching choices too, but the spectacle is far greater, with more violent fight scenes, lengthier large-scale battles,
Batman
and
with a laser
serious tone
gun.
overall. And of course that tease to what the future probably doesn't hold. The last one's a pro or con depending on your taste. Ending aside, I enjoyed the original vision far more than Whedon's attempt. Let's expand upon that a bit more in round 3.
Well, it looks like you're winning this.
Well, duh. I don't know who the hell would ever disagree.
Who would ever pick the other one? Only a fool, a madman.
Care much about the damage they cause.
No, just a
We get
fool.
to see unbridled destruction left in their wake. There's some large differences between the two here.
You remember Batman versus Superman? How, like, the entire context of it was that Batman didn't like the destruction Superman caused, and then Cyborg is literally destroying an entire
It also
street?
shows the audience how useless Flash is by having him race Superman and only manage to save a couple people. I feel like Steppy got those mother boxes faster than I do going through the line at a Starbucks. I mean, this thing was over in like 20 minutes for him. Batman racks up a much larger kill count in 2021, which again isn't really the Batman I enjoy watching on screen, but
It is a continuation of the Batman we've got in the DCU, though. The one who brands people so when they go to prison they get killed.
Right. Like, usually there's a lot of hubbub about, like, Batman doesn't kill, but, like, if it comes to space aliens, he doesn't care.
Also, Batman does kill, like, a lot of people.
Mhm.
I'm a sucker for a good slow motion shot as much as the next, but I think Whedon's approach to a less is more style is maybe more fitting here. Since these are in essence mostly the same movie, just cut up and presented in different ways, there are plenty of
They're
great action
not the
moments
same
in both.
movie, though.
The fight down in the sewer, The incredible
The fact they have
Mother
two different
Box
endings,
against the Amazonians,
it's like
awesome
proves that they're not the same
Batman
movie.
attack, and of course, the final battle against Steppenwolf. In the Snyder cut, he gets full-blown fatality'd. Superman whittles him down, Aquaman takes the credit, and Wonder Woman goes for the head.
That's a little brutal.
Still the fight against a confused Kal-El. With the best
Yeah, and then his
moments
head
from
falls through the
Flash
portal
getting
at Darkseid's
side-eyed
feet.
by the Kryptonian. Special shout out to the cop down below, whose first thought upon seeing Superman hover in the sky is to go for the gun. Sure hope you lace kryptonite, bud. Odd slow motion.
Yes, I'll pull my gun on Superman. This'll work. It'll work today.
To be fair, though, what else do you got? Also, sometimes it works.
As much as Whedon tried, Snyder's film is just
You don't pull your gun on Superman. That's
Sometimes
what you do.
it works.
You have a much better chance of living.
Sometimes it works. What happens if What happens if Superman was weak to bullets this one instance and you didn't do it?
Just because it happened before doesn't mean it won't happen this time.
Leave a comment with your
Just saying.
Like the video if you had some fun.
You feel real foolish if you got eye lasered in half and he was weak to bullets this one time.
Another year or two, we'll get the definitive version, the Topher Grace cut. The man responsible for whittling down the prequels and the Hobbit trilogy. There's a perfect 3-hour movie in here somewhere. I just know it. There's an awesome sequence where Flash runs around the side, tips Wonder Woman's sword back to her. She gets the sword and then lands at the way bottom.
That's a real time in a bottle
so
moment.
What was the point? She would have been next to the sword on the ground.
What
anyways.
was the point?
Flash saved her like 1 second of pickup time and took himself out of the equation. These are sadly the things that keep me up at night.
So, one way or another, the Justice League is a bit of a goofy movie with goofy things happening. That isn't necessarily the best product that could have ever existed, but
Incorrect.
at the very least...
Incorrect. The Goofy movie was a fine movie.
Okay, you got me there. The Goofy movie is better than the Justice League.
Yes. I will take that fight.
We can agree on that. I'm just taking the loss and I'll get to pick next time. But at least it was fun seeing it all again and all the just... Kal-El, no.
Seeing it all again, even though you admit you didn't see the Snyder's cut.
Yeah. But hey, you know, maybe one day I'll get the mood to, like, sit down for 4 hours and check it out.
Or, sit down for an hour, pause, do other things, and then come back to it. Like an ordinary human being with, the acceptance that time is a linear path that we all must walk in our own pace.
No, my style is to watch 10 minutes of it, pause, do like 45 minutes of text chatting, then come back for another 15. Once I realize it's still there.
I'm currently watching 5 shows at once, so...
You madman. Alright. Well, that's it for this time on Stone-Faced Reactions. I'm Griffin, this is Theta, and we'll catch you next time, everybody. Bye-bye. Hey everybody, thanks for watching another Stone-Faced Reactions. If you have an idea of another video we could go ahead and watch, go ahead and put it in the comments down below and we'll add it to the wheel. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe and let us know what you thought about this video, what parts you liked. And until then, we'll see you next time. Is this too goofy?